Good afternoon. Today I will be going over how to set up your settings in MloFlo. Going to share my screen. So I am in our settings. I am going to first start off with our statuses. So you can see here we have statuses for borrower and for partner. Now, when you first come in here, all of these statuses are going to are going to appear as white. So we recommend you guys coming in here and editing those statuses so that they're color coded, because it's just easier when you're scrolling through your pipeline if everything is in different colors. For example, you can see, all the pre-approved and bar docs requested are in green. And then let's go back to settings. And if you scroll down, you can organize those statuses by specific colors. So purple, for your loan statuses. You can have, red for withdrawn, suspended, all of those, those specific statuses at the end of the loan process. You could come here on the right-hand side, the action, that's where you can go in to edit the name of a status. You can tie it to a milestone. And then you can also decide if you would like to archive a specific status or not. And then at the bottom, you can see here is where you're going to click on that specific color. Now, to further go on the archive feature, so say you want to have all of your canceled files in the archive status. So you'd come in here, press edit on canceled, and then you would archive to yes. So once you go to your pipeline, when you're in the loan section, once you archive, you'll see all of those withdrawn files in there. Same for partner. You can come in here and change the color. You can add new statuses in here. And then you can just do the same thing. You can change the name, tie it to a milestone, archive it, and change the color for those partner statuses. Now, here underneath status, you can see how we have a little green link. What that means is this new status is tied to a milestone. So new status is tied with a new milestone. You can see how appointment scheduled is not linked to a specific milestone. So every time you see something in the linked section, all that means is that that status is tied with a specific milestone. Same with the partner section as well. So that is it for the status section. I'm going to move over to our borrower milestones and our partner milestones. This section, you can come in and see the milestones that are set up in the file for both the lead and the loan. You can come in here and you can toggle these notifications on or off. All that means is on the right-hand side, if these notifications were turned on, these emails and texts would send out once this milestone is hit. However, if you'd like to send out those notifications through the marketing center, then we would recommend you guys to turn off this enable notifications. Something I also wanted to cover is on the right-hand side where it says display milestone for realtor and for partner. You can toggle on or off those milestones. So if you don't want a realtor or a partner to go and see the milestones when they're in their account, you can turn them off. So for example, if you go inside a file, you can choose if you want these milestones at the top to appear. So for an active loan, you can make it so that specific milestones appear or do not appear. So say you want, preparing final CD to show up on the borrower side, then you would go to your settings, to borrower milestones, and turn that off in the preparing final CD section for the borrower. You can also come in here and there's on the specific milestones with these little arrows next down to them, You can click on to the subtasks and be able to edit each of these subtasks as well. You can also drag and drop milestones if you want to rearrange. So all you would do is click on the milestone and move it up and down. And then you can also come in here and add a specific subtask to a milestone if you want to add another task to a specific section or documents. And then final thing, you can also add your own milestone. So if you don't see a milestone in here that you currently use, you can go here at the top and click on plus milestone, and then it'll appear here. So you can add that name in here, and then it'll update so that it'll appear once you create a new file. So same applies for a loan section as well. So that is it for the borrow milestones. So I'm going to head over to the partner milestones. Pretty much the same thing. You can come in here and add a milestone for those partner milestones that aren't currently in here. You can also drag and drop as well to have it in a specific order. Same thing, you can add a subtask to a specific milestone. You can make a milestone active or inactive, and then you can also come in here and delete it. I'm going to head over to our loan quote section. Here is where you're going to set up those different loan quote templates for specific programs. So you can come in here and create a new template for a FHA file. You'd come in here and add the fees that are applicable to that specific program. You can go off of what we have in here and update the fees on the right-hand side. You can also come in here and click on this little calculator. You can either put in the dollar amount, or you can enter a percentage of a specific loan amount. And then you can also, on the right-hand side, delete a specific fee. The fees that we have in here are pretty generic, so we recommend you coming in here and creating those templates to what fees you specifically would like to have in those quotes. You can create as many templates as you like, so you just come in here, and once you have this filled out for whatever program you'd like, you come in, press that new template, and you create that template. Create the template name. And then when you're done putting in those fees, you'd come to the bottom and press save. Next, we are going to go over to our pre-approval section. We have 4 separate pre-approval templates in here that we've created for you guys to use. So you can come in here and look at each of our separate templates to see what we have. And then once you are ready to create that pre-approval in the file, you choose what file, you choose template 1, template 2, and so on. You can also upload your own template. So say you don't have, you look through our templates and on your own custom template, it has different fields, there's different formatting. You can press plus custom template, and you create that name, and you add any remarks, and then upload that file into here. And then our team will map up the fields from your template so that it has your logo, and if you have a wet signature in there, it'll tie your wet signature. So once our team is done creating that template, it'll take about 48 hours, and then we'll get back that template to you so you can start using it. Next thing, I am going to go over to our conditions tab. This is where you are going to create extra categories or manage the categories that are already in here. So for example, if you go into your pipeline, let's go to loans. In the conditions tab, you can see here how we have our different categories on the right-hand side. Back one. So you can see here, once you create a condition, so you come in here and type in title report, you go on the right-hand side to the category and choose whatever is applicable to that condition. So this one be title. So that's what those settings are for. So you can add whatever you don't see in here. So right now we have title, insurance, appraisal, income, and AUS findings. You can come in here and add extra ones. So LOX for letter of explanation, assets, and miscellaneous. And then you can also come in here and edit that specific category once it's done. On the right-hand side, you can create specific groupings for those conditions. The two that we already have in here are the prior to clear to close and prior to purchase funding. You can add different groups. So in here, you can see we have a group for disclosures. We have a group for prior to CD. So however you'd like to set up that condition section, that's what this settings is for. Now over to sources. Here is how whenever you add a new lead or a new partner into our system, we have that data in here to choose how that referral is received from. So you can see we have Facebook, Google, all different kind of referrals sources. You can add your own. So say you want to add a source for open house. You can come here and click plus bar source, type in open house, and press save. And that new source will appear into here. And then you can easily go to your pipeline and be able to edit that source here on that bar profile. Okay, now that we're done with sources, I'm going to head over to roles. Roles, all this is, it's the roles for the new support seats or for your different members on your My Team. So we have our super admin, we have our branch admin, loan officer, LOA, processor, and processing manager. These roles are pretty much for you to choose what features each of these seats have. So say you want your processor to be able to have access to all your leads, you'd come in here and select yes or no. Say you want them to be able to view the reports, then you click this from no to yes. So same for all these different roles, just pretty much setting up your different team roles. Now onto services. Here is where you're going to add your credit agency. You just click on this drop down and click on plus credit agency, and you come in here and select your interface type, the specific agency that you use, fill out your username and password for both hard and soft pull. If you'd like to use both, you enter that username and password in there for those and press save. You can see here, this is where we have our AUS for Freddie Mac, and then our LOS credentials. So for your integrations, this is where you would go to enter that information for your integrations for Lending Pad, for Encompass. You'd come in here, choose your company name, and then retrieve your personal API key from your LOS and then submit it. So that is our services section. Next thing I'm going to do is go over to our dispositions. So these are just the dispositions for when you are logging a call or updating a call in our system. So you can see here we have contact, do not call, left message, simple dispositions whenever you say you're calling somebody and you want to document how that call went. You can also add your own disposition if you don't see one in here. So these dispositions appear when you're logging a call here in our pipeline. So say you're on the phone with this test borrower, you come into actions and log a call. You type out that call or just notes about that call and choose that specific disposition. Okay, on to our notifications tab. So these are the notifications that are sent out through systematic, like when a certain thing is done through the platform. So say a borrower is added to the file. This is where you're going to go and preview what is being sent out. So these are very generic notifications. So you all pretty much for this one, it just says, hi, you have been added to in the file, borrower name, maps up the different fields in here. Now, if you're coming in these notifications and you're previewing them and you'd like to edit, all you would need to go do is press the 3 dots underneath action. You duplicate for user, and then you would be able to edit that duplicate one in the that is created. So I'll show you real quick. So duplicate, and then you'd go to that duplicate copy that you just created, and then you would edit. And then once you're done, you come in here and press update. So next tab, we have our tags. You can come in here and create specific tags so that you can, this will house all the tags that you have created, and then you can easily go into your pipeline and add those tags in here. You can also go and select on multiple users and update tags as a bulk, another option. So let's go back to settings and I'll show you, you can come in here and edit the colors so you can update and kind of organize your tags by specific color. You can come in here and delete them, edit the name. So we can come in here and create a new one as well. So say you want to add a tag for Miami Dolphin fans, say that, you have clients, a lot of clients in Florida, and you want to be able to track specific, sports team, you can come in here and add that tag in here. And then just simply delete it if you no longer want to use it. So that's it for the tag section. Last tab we have is our affiliations. These are the different partner affiliations that we have in our platform. You can come in here and add your own as well. So say you want to use, add one for a builder, you come in here and type in, home builder and press save. And then you'd be able to use that affiliation whenever you're adding a new partner in here. So under drop down partner affiliation, that's where it would appear. So that is it for our settings. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much.